name is Jay. I go by Big Things of Guan on IG. And basically, I'm a truck driver. I have my own business. I've been supporting these two for a long time. So to be honest with you, it is actually a blessing, and it's actually a great opportunity to be on here with you fellas.
Can you tell us how they can kind of get their foot in the door? What's the first step that they need to take to get into this type of industry?
So basically, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why exactly do I want to get into trucking? Because it is not a thing where you get into it and you're going to make this stupid amount of money right away. You have to put your time in, you got to put your effort in, and you have to do everything to the best of your ability. The first thing that you want to do, if you want to get into trucking, look up certain information. And the first thing you do, and they usually pay for it, whatever state you're living in, if you go down to the career center in whatever state you're living in, they will pay for you to have a to get your CDL.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You go to trucking school, and they will actually pay for you to do that.
So step one, get your CDL, but you can get a CDL through a career center.
Through a career center.
Oh, shit. Because if you were to do it yourself, isn't it a couple $1,000s?
It's a couple of $1,000s, and it's like, if you've never had any training, how are you going to know how to drive a truck?
Yeah.
So
how do you even get into one of these career? I don't know if you can maybe just tell us the process of how it works.
So I did it in Huntsville, Alabama. Me and my cousin actually went at the same time, and so we both have had our CDLs for the same amount of time. And but what you do is you go Google it, go to your career center, and what they'll do is they'll give you a test that you have to take. It's basic arithmetic, so basic mathematics, basic English, and they ask you some IQ questions. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If I could pass it, y'all definitely could.
Okay, all right.
You'll have a choice. You'll have if you want to learn the manual or if you want to learn in the automatic. The only thing is, if you learn in the automatic, once you get your license, you are then restricted to only automatic truck. They contact the school for you.
Okay.
They tell you what school you're gonna attend. They look for the closest one in the vicinity.
Okay.
So they pay for everything. So they send the school the money.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how that works. And then you'll take your written test first, and then you'll take your driving test. Because for us, it was 4 weeks. Now, technically speaking, me personally, I don't know what you can learn in 4 weeks. I think that's kind of dangerous, but it's for bigger companies to take you the rest of the way. So they'll train you and all that stuff. I had said coming out of trucking school, I'm not going to no big company because you're just a number.
Okay.
So I went to a smaller company to start out. I think they had 7 or 8 trucks.
Okay. Company. Now, assuming you don't go through a company and you do it yourself, how much is someone going to need to do it, be able to get a CDL nowadays?
So
roughly,
basically, what you'll need to do is the fees are about. It depends on the state you live in.
Okay.
But the fees aren't that expensive. It's $275.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not that bad.
Also, I thought it was going to be a couple $1,000.
No. To get your CDL, because once you take the test, you can then put endorsements on it, on your license.
Okay.
You can put endorsements on your license.
The schooling that costs a couple $1,000 then?
It's the schooling that does.
Okay, that's what costs the extra
schooling
money.
That does. For veering off. But to answer your questions, man, the worst part is being out there on the road, not seeing your family. If you have a family, it's a very difficult strain on your relationship, on your family, or what have you. Your kids, not seeing them the way you would like to. You can make a lot of money depending on what you're doing. Now, I know there are certain companies where you can make a ton of money, like Walmart. Walmart's a good one to start with. They make really good money. But when you're coming out of school, you could drive for companies like Swift or JB Hunt or Schneider, places like that will actually take in new drivers, train them, and you can get a sign-on bonus. You get benefits after the first 90 days or something like that. 60 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So
right away. But does that mean you have to be exclusive to them? You can't do freelance jobs?
Yeah, you gotta be
exclusive to them, right?
Yeah.
You can't just pick up random loads in Laredo and shit.
Nope. Making money right out the gate.
Okay.
Because the major trucking companies are actually going to be recruiting people from the school. And then sometimes you can actually put in somewhere where you might want to work, and they might actually take you in and train you.
Okay.
So that's how you get that started.
Okay. Now, let's say you didn't go through a career center and you're doing it yourself. Do you have to manually apply to all these places?
You have to manually apply to those places, yes.
What are some companies that you think that this should apply for them out the gate after they just got their license?
Just the bigger companies, because those companies, they
Can you go through one more time? You said Walmart, Schneider.
But Walmart actually wants experience.
Okay, so with no experience then.
Yeah, so with no experience, you could do like Swift, Schneider, TMC, they're a flatbed company, Warner, and there's a few others, but if you Google it, they will show you which ones will take you in. Starting salary, it ranges between, you're going to make over 50K right away for the most part. Right away. But it ranges anywhere between 50 to 70,000 a year, depending on who you go with. Like, for example, now, if you go for a company like Schneider, they actually do tanker as well, and that's hazmat work. So they automatically off the rip have to pay you a certain amount, but of course they're going to train you first, and then if you want to venture off into tanker, then that's what you can do, and they will pay you. And then actually, if I'm not mistaken, they will actually give you health insurance before
go to the top of the list to get the health insurance benefits
when
because
you do
of doing that. Okay,
so hazmat's like, flammable, anything flammable, liquid, like, stuff like that.
Okay. How does are these companies that you work for going to supply you with the trucks?
Yes, they do.
I'm assuming. Okay.
They do. They have
these
hundreds of trucks.
Okay, so they'll give it to you, and you'll go that route.
Yeah, you'll go that route. You'll have a trainer at first, so you'll have to stay with your trainer for, I think, 5 to 6 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
And then they'll assign you your own truck, and they just throw you to the wolves.
Okay. Is it more lucrative, and should someone in the beginning, when they get these trucks, start saving up that beginning salary to get their own?
Okay, it just depends, because there are a lot of people that don't want that responsibility of having their own truck, because it is a lot of work.
Should they save up once they start up? Should they save up?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's going to be easy to save because you're not going to be able to spend your money on anything. You're going to be on the road the whole time. Because Myron, here's the thing, bro, and Fresh, here's the thing. This is what it is. There are so many people that go belly up, bro, just because they see what they want to make, and it's not a reality. They don't understand what goes into it. So in order for you to own a trucking business, in order for you to own certain things, you absolutely have to understand how to manage your money first.
How long should someone drive for a company?
The average person, I would say 2 to 3 years.
Minimum. Okay.
Minimum. I wouldn't suggest anyone start a company in trucking or even becoming an own operator till you have at least $10,000 to $20,000 saved up, just in case something happens. And it's always a matter of when, not if. Oh, and by the way, it's a very easy way to build your credit. Because if you get a couple of credit cards and you're just spending them out there on the road and you're paying them off, by the time you go to get a truck, you could put zero money down on a truck.
And a brand 2 to 3 years is also critical for building up your credit as well.
Yeah.
So talked about you could do the hazmat, the more hazmat stuff.
The more hazmatic
You're
stuff.
transporting oil, stuff like that, stuff that's flammable, etc. You get paid more for that.
Yeah.
So you could do that through these companies, but
and heavy hauling too. Heavy hauling, it pays. So heavy hauling, when you see your cranes and stuff built in these buildings, and your tractors and your bulldozers and stuff, that are really big, that's heavy hauling.
Okay.
And so like even airplanes, like, and of course that's government contract, and that's a whole other side of it. But
you do flatbed, right?
I do flatbed.
Is that what most people? That's like the most. Isn't that the most common?
Flatbed. I would say it's a toss up between flatbed and dry van. But then you do have
you said
flatbed and dry van. Dry van is where you haul like your goods, like a Walmart does.
Containers?
Like, containers too. Containers is different, but you can make money off of that too. That's
money. Let me write that down. Okay, containers. So is driving like driving food?
Yeah. So anything that's dry goods. So it could be car parts.
Dry goods.
People actually put cars in there sometimes.
Okay. For drive-in.
Yeah.
And then what's container?
So container is just like dry van, but a lot of that stuff is expedited.
So food. Yeah. We're talking food.
Yeah.
Fruits, vegetables, stuff like that.
Fruits and vegetables, but there's a difference between a dry container and one that's refrigerated. It's just like a regular trailer. And then you have a refrigerated trailer, which hauls all the produce, the milk, the eggs, all that stuff. And there's a refrigerator unit in the front of the trailer where you can actually adjust the temperature. That way the stuff doesn't spoil or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, can't believe I almost forgot this. Car hauling.
Okay, car hauling
Fellas,
is another class. Okay.
or ladies in the chat, fellas in the chat, I'm telling you, car hauling is another one. Car hauling's a cheat code. I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah,
I didn't want to get into it, but car hauling is a cheat code, and once you know it, oh my gosh, bro.
Oh, is this
They're
like we're
bringing in
talking
money?
Is this when we're talking like someone doesn't want to drive their car across country and you're bringing it across
Yes.
for them? That
Yes,
okay.
that. And that's what I ultimately want to do enclosed car hauling, so I can haul exotics.
yeah.
Like that's like the dream that I want to do.
Okay.
That's my dream.
I have
What
to-
car? Because if you're going across country, you're adding in the miles and you're adding in the rate. And that's another thing. You get paid. A lot of people get paid unless you're on a 1099. But if you're on a 1099, you get a lot of people pay you percentage. They don't pay you. They don't pay you per mile.
Everyone I
Dude.
know that always does. Man, they're so expensive to move my car across, but it's a luxury.
Dude.
So you can upcharge them as much as you want because the people that are paying for this have expendable income. Clearly.
Right. Well, but see, with car hauling, it's not just for those people that want their car transported. You got Ford, Mazda. They have their stuff.
the dealerships.
Have you ever seen
Yeah.
Lambos and stuff
'Cause they-
on top of
Yes,
the
you're
trailer?
right.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's say they've been working for 3 years. They followed your advice. They did all types of different hauling. They're confident now. Like, you know what, man? I'm gonna go get my own truck and do this shit myself. These companies are making a bunch of money off of me. I want to start seeking some of that profit. What is the first thing they should do? How should they go about it? Getting into now the more entrepreneurial side of this.
Okay. So the entrepreneurial side of it is just getting your own truck in general.
Step one.
Step one is just getting your own truck. You pick out a truck. Me personally, I like older trucks because you don't have to run electronic logbooks. You can run paper logs. And paper logbook is like with electronic logbooks, they monitor everything that you do. And you're required to take a 10-hour break. Yes, you are. You're required to take a 10-hour break.
Mandatory.
Mandatory 10-hour break.
You get
And
arrested if you don't, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty serious on that.
Yeah.
Department of Transportation?
You don't get arrested, but you will get fined. And that fine can be anywhere from if you have log infraction, it can be anywhere from $500 to $1,500.
And let me guess. Do you have to pay out the pocket, or does the company responsible for it?
The company's responsible for it, but some of them will dock you
Yeah.
your pay.
From your pay.
From your pay.
yeah.
And they might not do it all at once, but they will dock you.
I
They
got
will dock
money.
you.
Yeah. So of course they're going to get their money somehow. So
Yeah, and if you're a bigger company, you're always going to have those issues anyway. If you're
Yeah.
a bigger company, because when you have 3,000 or 4,000 plus drivers on the road, you're going to have
those issues. You have money set aside just for that.
Yeah.
Should I buy used or new? When it comes to buying used, can I get loans on those used trucks?
You can, but it
Yeah.
can't. So here's another thing. There are trucks out there that are newer, like 2000, anywhere from like the 2010s to like 2020 or 2018, 2019. You get all the benefits of having a newer truck with all the
Gotcha.
essentials in it and stuff like
So you can't find these modern trucks that don't have the e-logs.
You can.
But I think the bottom line that we're trying to get to the people is avoid e-logs if you can when you purchase your first truck.
Yes, if you can do it.
A log is in general. So you got paper logs and electronic logs, but what is that specifically?
So a log book, you have 24 hours in a day, as we all know. You have 24 hours in a day. You are allowed a 14-hour day. You're allowed a 14-hour day, which means you get 3 hours to do unloading, loading, and taking your 30-minute break.
Okay.
You have 11 hours to drive.
Okay.
So that's the only, and you have to take that 10-hour break. Now you could take a break before your 11 hours are up, or you can take it like before you even drive 8 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Just depends on how far your run is at that time.
Okay.
But basically you're just tracking where you stopped, where you got fuel, if you stopped, and if you have electronic log, if you stopped, it's going to show when you stopped anyway. So I don't move my truck unless I'm getting 4+ miles a gallon. 4+ miles per, for money. Like, so
pay?
Pay.
Okay, now that we're on the entrepreneurial side, now you need to start assessing how much you're getting paid per mile.
Absolutely.
Because
fuel is the average fuel right now. Average fuel is about, I think it's like $3.87 or to $3.90 a gallon. That's the average fuel right now. That's what I do.
You do more runs, shorter distances. With tried and true routes.
Yes, absolutely. Because there are just certain places I'm not going.
Electronic automatically does it for you versus a logbook.
Yeah.
Now, why is the logbook superior to the electronic? Because wouldn't the electronic be more convenient? It just does it for you?
Yeah, I don't like anyone tracking what I do when I move and stuff like that.
More privacy.
Yeah, more privacy. And for argument's sake, let's just say there's a big reason why I like running paper log.
Gotcha.
Let's just say that I like to run. So
yeah.
Like I'll be back and forth before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I do better. What you don't understand is I don't want the headache of having drivers working under me as company drivers.
Okay.
So what's going on with me is I am hiring 6 drivers on in August, but they're going to already be own operators. And what I do is I get a percentage. So
Gotcha.
they get 85%. They're bringing all their equipment. The only thing I'm supplying them with is a fuel card. And then they all have to come under my insurance. But when they come under my insurance, that gets taken out every week.
I mean,
I've seen some numbers myself, and I'm considering buying a truck myself too. Not for me to drive, but for someone else to drive for me.
Yeah.
You're an owner operator, but you're hiring people under you that are running the loads. So my question is then, what incentive do they have to go under you when they can just do it themselves if they're an owner operator just like yourself?
Because
insurance?
Well, for one, insurance. Number 2, they don't have to worry about finding loads. I have all of the runs already.
Okay.
I have
All right. I was going to say you got the connects.
You want to pay about anywhere from 70 to 90K, because trucks are newer trucks are 200,000 plus.
Oh shit. Okay.